Welcome back to the VST channel, guys. Spoiler alert, this is the S25 Ultra, and yes, this is almost the same phone as the S24 Ultra. So my S24 Ultra still runs on the April update, but yesterday I got the May update for the S25 Ultra, and you know how it goes, it's One UI 7, Android 15, but I installed a test firmware of One UI 8 running Android 16 on my phone. And in this video I just want to try to show you some of the new things I was able to identify. This thing here is not even a beta, it's just some test firmware, it's probably alpha, so it's not really fair to compare it with this thing here, but hopefully very soon the Android 16 One UI 8 beta program will start. In case you wonder, yes, it's absolutely real. So this thing here is the S24 Ultra, and this thing here is the S25 Ultra. As you can see, it's really running Android 16. This kind of might explain a bit why Samsung were so much in trouble with the One UI 7 and the whole rollout. It really took them months. Perhaps they were just like secretly working to get this aligned to Android 16. Now guys, as we start from the very beginning, I'm going to try to maintain the same setup, using also the same wallpaper from Wallrod, so that you can just see some comparison when I try to open and close animations and stuff like this. Something that is very important, and I know a lot of people will ask about, is if you are a good luck user, right, and you use Home App, you're gonna have something here called more customizations, right, that will actually launch Home App and will allow you to do all the settings. And you know, usually I prefer to use the elegance gesture animation tuning. This gives me somehow a bit more relaxed animations, but now I'm gonna keep it to classic, guys. And the reason is, if I want to start this on the One UI 8, of course this is not gonna work. And I know there's gonna be a lot of questions, how did I do this, guys? Very simply, just go on XDA, great community, super guys, they figured it all out. I am not really advising you to do so, because apparently there are still a lot of issues. Also guys, I am already using the latest available test firmware. There were actually 3 of them. I had to install the first one and then the update from the first one to the second one to the third one, and this is this version here, ZYEG. And as you can imagine, there are a lot of drawbacks, guys. Now, some people report that the Google Wallet works, but what you need to know, if you go inside Play Store and you want to check, yeah, the Play Protect certification device is not certified. And if you want to try to update it, of course, it's not going to work. Going back to good luck, guys, some things work. Like, for example, I can start theme park, and it probably is going to allow me to set my custom things that I want to do. You know, Pentastix should work, but there are really a lot of modules that will not work, and one of them being Home App. So when I try to start Home App, you're gonna see the app version is not compatible with the new operating system, which means of course Samsung will need more time to update the good luck modules for Android 16, right? For example, Navstar, you can see, yeah, some of the modules are not gonna work, and it's a very early test firmware, guys. But nevertheless, we are here. It is today the 16th of May, and we have Android 16 with One UI. Very early look at our S25 Ultra. Now, the beta program should start hopefully in the few next weeks of May, and this will allow more and more users to just go and use Samsung members and officially hop on the beta program. Now, what I want to show you in this video is some things that I think are a bit different from One UI 8 to the One UI 7. And then again, guys, this is by no means any comparison, because we cannot really compare something that early with something that is disabled here. But alright, let's have a first look at the quick menu in the settings. It's absolutely the same, you know, absolutely the same. What happens when we try to edit it? You just get the very same thing. Alright, here we do have a cogwheel. Here not, so I'm not sure. This probably is a new thing, but all of this looks pretty similar. Of course, there's going to be some new things, and I'm going to try to show you. They changed the way the animation work, a bit more like relaxed right now. So if I am to like close all the animations, guys, I'm going to open X. All right, and okay, you can see now I am using classic, hopefully on both of them, and we can see this by the way here the whole background zooms in and out, and this is one of the reasons I'm using the same wallpaper with a different color. So I'm gonna open it one more time. So this time this was snappier, and I'm gonna close it, and you can see somehow it's different, right? So probably they just are using a different tuning, and I'm not even sure if this different tuning is going to be the final one. Let's try to open Instagram. All right, you can see opening Instagram. Okay, and yeah, so I guess this one is even a bit more relaxed than this one. Nevertheless, it's too early to compare animations. Although, guys, One UI 8, yeah, it's very, very snappy. One UI 7 is snappy as well. So now, because I know you're gonna ask, what are the new things, guys? I'm gonna start with something that is really weird, and honestly, I saw it yesterday in some leaks. If I go to the back camera on the S24 Ultra, I'm gonna have the log video here, and it was the same on my S25 Ultra with the One UI 7. And yesterday, guys, I saw a leak about the S25 Edge that apparently is supporting the log video on the front camera, and yeah, this is actually it, guys. This is crazy. I'm not saying it's bad. I mean, more options is good for us. Honestly, I don't know, like people doing like live streams or, you know, just vlogging. Maybe, of course, maybe they want to use log video to then later use DaVinci or, you know, Adobe Premiere to whatever they use to color grade a video. But this is definitely log video. We have the log indication here, and if I do like this, yeah, we're gonna have correct color. And you know, Samsung applies a standard LUT. You can, by the way, download. They offer also 2 LUTs on their websites, but you can pretty much use any of those. So yeah, one new thing in One UI 8, we have now officially log video on the front camera. In terms of the camera interface, everything here is very, very similar to what we see on the right, because One UI 8 apparently is just be so much inspired with all the things that they did already with One UI 7, which was a big shift, like a lot of new design elements. So I'm just thinking One UI 8, it's just going to probably polish these tiny things. What happens if we go here inside the settings, guys? Let's go inside the settings. We still have the same menu here. All right, let's see, probably new watermarks. No, it's just the same, I guess. Auto FPS, the video stabilization, the advanced video options, guys. What happens when we go here? All right, here we have HDR, here HDR10, we have the log video, we have the zoom in mic. So it looks all the same. Now, what happens when we go to camera assistant? Because this is also a module inside GoodLog, and it works. We have the zoom shortcuts, the auto HDR, the picture softening, auto lens switching on and off if you want to do so, advanced resolution options. All right, let's see, upscale digital zoom. So a lot of things here are just gonna be similar, guys, but now it's time to show you some more new stuff. Something that I have identified. If let's say we open the gallery, right, and we go here, we're gonna see we have that very, very nice blur. And if we do it here, guys, it doesn't happen like this. I'm thinking Samsung will go in that direction, probably redesign some of those like in-menu pop-ups, and they just look better, guys. You can see definitely a live blur. Okay, I can go to a section with other colors, and you can see this is gonna change. Let's go here. Absolutely will just present a better visual image. So this thing is new. Also something that I've seen, guys, the whole menu is new. We have this more aligned with the whole Android, I guess 15 and 16 style, like these big buttons here. If we press inside settings and we scroll down to gallery labs, you can see that there are also some new things here. On the S24 Ultra, I do have only add a search tab, which I already did. Under the One UI 7X settings here, I have private albums, mirror screen mode in view. A lot of those things were there, I do believe, in One UI 7 for the S25 Ultra, but use AI zoom to enhance image while using pinch zoom for small images. Yeah, I'm not sure. This is probably also new. And now, guys, it's also time to go inside the settings menu and see if they introduce some new things. Apparently there's gonna be a big redesign, which I don't think is ready right now, inside the notifications. So this is the standard menu on the One UI 7, up notification, lock screen status bar. Here, guys, we have more options. And it's probably things that exist here but are just under some other menus, so they're just grouped differently. We have the notification pop-up style. All right, you can see this one is also a bit different and has more description inside the text. So it's really like they're adding more options there. I also like the fact that now they kind of group them. So we have here the status bar and etc. But here it's grouped under appearance. So now I can click on the status bar. I'm gonna have again the very, very similar things, guys, here. But I do believe that they are now using One UI 8 to refine some things, and it's gonna look like this. Okay, let's go and see Galaxy AI. So Galaxy AI, I don't expect any big differences here. I do have the now brief, which I don't have because this is the S24 Ultra, and maybe it's interesting to see which items are included. I think a lot of items. Now I'm not sure if those items, all of them were included in One UI 7, probably, right? But okay, the now bar is here and it's going to stay for sure. Now let's go inside the battery. By the way, I'm not sure why I have a different icon here. You can see the battery icon is different from here and here. All right, let's go inside. We still have the same outlook, power savings, background usage limits. It is pretty much the same. Now, what is important to check is what we have here. Charging settings, while it's power sharing, auto dim screen, and then we have battery information. Okay, this apparently I have it on the One UI 7 in S25 and now also in One UI 8. I don't have it here. So a lot of those things are going to be very, very similar, but there's still some changes even in these very early stages. Secure folder is one thing, okay, so let me show you. As you can see on the One UI 7, I can either use my fingerprint to enter the secure folder or not use it. But here, guys, I have one fingerprint added, which means that I can apparently register my other finger and then open my secure folder with another finger, let's say not the main one, which I guess is still a tiny detail, but it's there. And it's a good change. I do believe more customization. There are some other changes in the native Samsung apps, like the files one. You can see here, this is where we have the grouping. In the One UI 8 we have them there, and again we have these kind of bigger buttons to somehow match the overall aesthetics. What about the device care? If we go here, we can see it's actually pretty much the same, although the color here is like uniform green color, and here it's with some transition, but everything else seems to be standard. Performance profile, we do still get this standard and light one, and it pretty much looks the same. Now, what about customizations? If we go to wallpaper and style, guys, all right, this is it here. It is absolutely the same, guys. Even if you click on the color palette, you're gonna see we have the same options. It's gonna work in the same way. But here, guys, I would expect more changes as Google introduced the expressive material design tree, which hopefully will add even more customizations to this. And I guess this is also gonna happen. And with the first One UI 8 Android 16 test build, I get here security update from the 1st of May and also Google Play system from the 1st of May. And on my S24 Ultra, I'm still stuck on February, although I do believe that there are updates which I can install right now if I want. Also, it seems that they are kind of unifying some of the design elements again to match the whole Android 15-16 style. You can see the suggestion here is like this. Here, yeah, it's just a bit more uniformed with what you can really see on the screen, which I think is a nice change, not that bad. What about the home screen settings, guys? It's still the same. App labels, and we have the widget labels, we have the home screen and layout. No changes here so far. We have the very same grids. If you want to check them, it's all the same. Something that is good and still there, if we go and check the app drawer, it functions in the very same way. And you can also go and click sort, and when you click here on the alphabetical order, you're gonna have here this vertical one. A lot of people prefer this one. Minor changes are good, and let's hope that with time we're gonna get more and more. So okay, this is here the now bar. It operates into the exact same way. What happens when I go back? All right, it's gonna be here. It's pretty standard. I don't expect any big differences. I checked some of the other standard Samsung apps like the clock and the calendar and the calculator, and they all really been the same. So I can just minimize this one. We're gonna get the same menu here, all right, with this thing here. How does it happen on the S24 Ultra? I guess quite the same. It's going to be here, and of course you can just scroll down, and we're gonna have again the same information inside the lock screen, which is actually good. Now we can juggle this, so don't expect too many updates, at least not right away in the beginning. I guess the beta one is probably gonna be similar like this, of course, maybe with some new functions, but we're able to confirm that there are indeed some new design changes, some new pop-ups here and there. What about the widget, guys? Here we do have the One UI 8 weather APK, which by the way you can also install over One UI 7, and I really love it because you can see like this is really good, guys. Not that this is bad, but this looks a bit more realistic. They're all animated, of course, with the nice clouds and etc. So One UI weather app definitely included here, guys. Yeah, now I'm gonna be stuck using the One UI 8 test firmware until I get, let's say, at least a beta. So yeah, One UI 8 era has just begun, and I only hope that this time Samsung will manage better and will do better, guys. Let me know what you want to see in the next videos about One UI 8. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, VST over, and bye.